All right, so I'm going to tell you something about nice guy tendencies because this is how easy it is to fall into it. So, situation was I'm discussing a rebrand with one of my business partners on one of our companies, right? Stronger for Longer. This logo, actually, ironic. So, my supplement company, my business partner, and I have gone through 2 redesigns this year. And me being the creative guy on the team, I've had to redesign 3 websites and hundreds of products at this point with new logos. And the recent discussion is that we're trying to move to a more modern logo so we can appeal to more people. And I really like this, old, ancient kind of strength. It's in the name, Stronger for Longer. And so I came up with a hybrid design with a male and female, kind of Greek god and goddess type thing, which I think looks really cool. It's good for the ethos, good for the brand. But the brand is obviously a little darker colored, probably more appealing to military or fitness communities. And so we're trying to make it more appealing to companies like Thorne and Raw Nutrition and all of these other cool companies that are kind of more established while we're just a startup coming from some military guys. Anyways, the conversations have gone back and forth. We hired a designer who came up with a pretty modern logo, but I kind of hate everything that we've done so far. And I love my business partners, they're great, but I said I think it makes sense to do it eventually, but we're trying to force it, and we've been trying to force it for the past couple weeks. And so I've spent hours and hours and hours trying to redesign or come up with something good, kind of offing my other priorities because I'm trying to make my partners happy. Okay? Now, here's the part where I finally came up with, a couple solutions, but I wasn't really in love with them. But hey, I want to do what's best for the team. Everyone does with work. So, presented those, and it comes back that they didn't really like it, and why can't we do this, blah blah blah. There's no solutions. And so I got pretty pissed off a little late last night. I was like, damn, there was so much other stuff I could have been doing, stuff that's ahead on my priorities list, and here I am trying to make people happy who just can't do it. So I kind of sent a text that I regret, a little passive aggressive, and I said, hey, I'm getting pretty burnt out. I have other priorities. If you want to come up with something and then discuss, I'm happy to do it, but I'm shifting my focus to some of my other businesses, right? So that's what I'm doing. And I avoided taking a couple calls today because I need time to think about how I want to approach the situation. Point is my nice guy tendency started to seep out, right? I'm not focusing on my priorities and instead trying to interpret what other people would like, and spending my precious time, my precious effort, my brain power. And who suffers at the end of this? It's me. And who's full of resentment? It's me, right? Because I have expectations that I'm going to be able to please these people who I don't really know what they want, okay? And it's really, really tough when you try and force a creative person to do something creative, but the other person is also a decision maker and they're not being creative themselves, right? Shitty situation, to the point where now my nice guy tendencies have led me to feeling anger and resentment and burnout because of my expectations. So with my coaching and consulting business, I want you guys to take this lesson from me personally and just say, understand, male or female or undisclosed, just understand when you're leading into quote unquote nice guy tendencies. It's something you want to stay away from. It's not something you want to do. I should have put my foot down like I eventually did and said, nope, we're sticking with this. That can come at a future time. I agree that that's the right step, but I think we need to take a step back, enjoy where we are, because there are other business efforts, marketing, outreach, product development, gathering testimonials, talking about the products, doing a podcast for all that stuff needs to come before our third redesign in the span of 12 calendar months. It's not healthy for a brand to do that. So if you're a small business owner doing whatever, you work with a team, understand when your people pleasing or quote unquote nice guy tendencies come out. It's always better to live and die by the sword. Not that you always need that in your hands to do anything, but take this lesson for what it is. Understand when you've gone too far with your nice guy tendencies or your people pleasing tendencies want to come out. It's not healthy, it doesn't work, and you never really end up with the ultimate result that you want anyway. Hopefully this makes sense. Hit me up for one-on-one coaching. See you guys in the